Okay.
So you adjust your contacts in the mouth with the crown in there, because that's the one place that matters, is how that
Right.
crown fits with those two teeth. Then you cement it, and you use another one of your strips to clean out
Right.
the cement.
Okay.
And then after you've done that, you go in with that ultra fine gray strip and
Right.
polish the contacts, and then you're done, right?
The usually concept of floss is very thin, but actually it is not. So checking proximal contact with the floss is not always properly done,
Right.
because when I have floss on my hand, I tie on my finger and I tie another the finger. That makes the floss is twisted, braided. So actually that is thicker than
Oh, interesting.
purpose of the floss made.
Oh, interesting.
Floss, the purpose of floss is really thin fibers lined up one line, so keep the going down. Any space go through, but actually practically it's twisted. So that goes to the thick, the floss is coming down. So actually the strip I made is thinner than the floss, practically.
Right. That makes a lot of sense, because
Right.
a dental floss that's 65 microns thick, by the time you wrap it around both fingers
Right.
and inadvertently spin it, it could be 95 or 100 microns
Right.
thick at
Could be
this
that.
point.
So
And it would tell you the contact was tighter than it was. So it might lead you to open the contact
Right.
inadvertently. Oh, that's a
Okay.
great point. I hadn't thought about that.
and then every teeth in a healthy teeth has the range of movement was 0.1 millimeter because of the thickness of the periodontal membrane.
Right.
And also when crown is made in the lab, they relieve inside of the crown about 30 micron to provide the space for the cement. So crown is not cemented yet. Crown is always move around on the abutment.
Right.
So when the crown is adjusted, the proximal contact is people worrying about, the dentist worrying about using the strip may make open the interproximal
contact,
space contact. So actually it is not, because when the strip is in and the crown is shifted a little and adjusted and take it out and going back. So there is always the crown come back to the touch or microscopic clearance. So using the strip is very safe. Actually, using the black strip makes the proximal contact perfect.
Right. Yeah, so there might, I guess you're right. If you looked at this technique the first time, you might think to yourself, oh, there's a chance that this could lead to an open contact. But that certainly hasn't been my experience at all when doing it, because of the shift of the crown as you're adjusting it. And we were doing 90 microns of space, just because when you're a large laboratory, you want crowns
Yes.
to fit.
Oh, for
So
the
the thinner that layer,
Yeah,
the more it's
yeah,
going to
for-
scrape the prep on the
forgiving.
way down.
When we adjust the crown, it's very important restoring the interproximal relief, and many dentists are thinking about just heavy contact
Right.
prevent food infection, because they are afraid to make a food infection there. But we have to think about that. When the proximal contact is too tight, that changes entire occlusion.
Yes, absolutely.
Sometimes, because the heavy proximal contact just try to push it down, makes adjacent teeth extruded.
Right.
And the first thing, heavy contact couldn't get the crown in completely, so that makes all result always incomplete marginal seating.
Right.
That is very important, not to make an incomplete marginal seating.
That's the most important thing.
Right.
That's what's going to determine if that crown lasts
Right.
2 years, like the one you saw, or 20 years or 40 years. It all comes down to where the tooth and the crown come together. Not
Right.
the aesthetics aren't more important. The most important thing is complete marginal seating
Right. That's it.
of 60 microns or whatever it ends up being. It's tough to get it, perfect and get it zero. I also think that technique, the ContacEZ technique using the restorative strip system, I think that's a great way to teach chairside dental assistants how to adjust crowns as well, because I think our assistants totally have the skills to be able to do this before we come into the room and check it and make sure that it's good. And it's a great way to teach them how to do it, because unlike with a burr where you can change the shape of the contact
Right.
or open it up, that just doesn't happen when you're using the strip. So I like to delegate as much as I can to my chairside assistants, and they like doing more. And so it's great to, I think that's the best way to be able to teach them.